So welcome everybody to our Wednesday night Team B call. We are so excited to have Lori Fabian, right? I'm saying it right.
Fabian, like the singer. Yeah.
And Lori, well, we've met many times at conference, but we got really cozy together down in Florida just recently. And we really had an inspired 3 days together. And we said, hey, we got to get Lori on our team call so that she can share her story. I've got a little bit of info. So she lives in California with her husband. She's very close with her daughter and son, who are both married. She has 3 grandchildren. Look at how hot she is. She's a hot grandma. And she has one on the way. Any guess how old she is? I hope I look as good as you. She's 57. So inspired by your role modeling and aging so gracefully and so well. She lives a very active life, very fit, travel, has lots of fun. She's a national marketing director and just has a true passion for sharing what she believes in, which is obviously Juice Plus and a healthy lifestyle. And as you can see, she lives the mission every day. And she's here, and and they're building their dream home as she's building her Juice Plus business. So, Lori, take it away and just share your journey to NMD and your product story, because we always love to have our team members here because they might just relate to a story that might just kind of get them into action and take them to the next level.
Yes. Okay.
Thanks, Lori.
Sure. So my story actually started 18 and a half years ago. It'll be 19 in September. And it's crazy that it's gone by that fast. I just can't believe that. But anyways, my friend introduced me to the product at it was like a fair at a, kind of a state fair. And she gave me a cassette. That's how long ago it was, because it was 18 and a half years ago. And I did not want to listen to it. I didn't feel like I really needed it for my health. I felt like I was a pretty healthy person, and I felt like I was okay. I didn't really have any big health issues. And I'd been approached by so many people about products and about businesses before. I just figured, no, I wasn't interested. So I took it. I took the information, and I then set it on the shelf. And my friend luckily followed up, and that's really key. The fortune is in the follow-up, because if she didn't follow up, I would have never listened to it. And she said, I just wanted to see if you had listened. I said, no, I haven't. And she goes, okay, well, I'll touch base with you again. I thought, boy, this girl's not going to give up. So I might as well just listen to it, and then I'll call her back and say, no, thank you. And that'll be the end of it. So I did listen to it. I put on a headset and a little Walkman. You guys probably don't know what that is, but that was how I listened to my cassette. And I was amazed. It was just like mind-boggling, fruits and vegetables, how that could be so easy to consume that many fruits and vegetables every day. And I wasn't doing that. I knew that. So it made sense. I thought I've got to do this. And my dad had actually passed away a year previous to that of Alzheimer's. And he was only 68 when he passed away. He got it when he was 60. So he was really young. And so I was at the perfect time when I heard that information to think about being proactive about not going that direction that my dad had gone. So I called her back. She didn't have to call me, which is not normal. Remember, the fortune's in the follow-up. So if you haven't heard from those people that you've given information to, definitely you do the follow-up with them if you haven't heard from them. But I did call her, and I said, yes, I definitely have to do this. And I didn't care what my husband thought. I didn't care what anybody else thought. I was doing this for me and to be preventative about my health. And that's another thing that I find a lot of times people are very concerned about, well, I don't know if my husband will be okay with me doing this, but not like you shouldn't be checking, with your finances and things like that. But for me, it was, hey, I'm the one who had the dad with the Alzheimer's. So I'm the one who wants to protect my body. So I decided I was going to go ahead and do it anyways. And so my husband saw that I had ordered the Juice Plus. He wasn't really interested in any kind of vitamins or anything, because we'd always just taken the Costco vitamins and thought they were doing nothing for us anyways. And one day I gave him the cassette and I said, hey, if you want to listen to it, this is what I heard. So he took a drive, to and back to and from work. And when he came home, he said, well, I want to be healthy too. So we ordered it for him. And so we've both been on this journey ever since. And that was the day that I decided I had to tell every one of my friends about Juice Plus, and my mom and my sister and everybody that I cared about. I figured I can't be the only one that's healthy. So my journey started the same time, product and business started at the same time. And right away I ordered the product. I got my mom as my first customer. She became my first distributor. I actually talked to a lot of my friends about being distributors at the same time as getting on the product, because I figured they could get their whole family on it. It would be a lot cheaper. And so it just kind of grew from there. And it was just, it was fun. It was every day. All my friends we were thinking about the same thing. We were all encouraging each other. We were getting customers, and things were great and building along the way. So that's kind of the journey that I went on. And I was living in the state of Washington at that time. So we had moved from California, and we had lived there for a short time. And then I moved back to California. So my shift in my focus shifted a little bit. And this is something that could happen to you guys too. I had already achieved halfway towards national marketing director before I left Washington in a very quick amount of time. And then I was just all into about finding a home and decorating it and getting it all established. And I kind of put Juice Plus on the back burner for a little while. And my business stayed pretty nice. I mean, that's the amazing thing with Juice Plus. It does stay, like it will continue to feed your income for a while. But after a while, the disconnect with my customers, I wasn't sharing with people like I had. I kind of like just thought it was just going to ride on forever. And I just started to see it go down a bit. So luckily I connected with a buddy, my friend Tanya Shepley. She was a sideline buddy of mine, and she was trying to build her business. I was a little bit ahead of her in the business at this time. And she wanted to connect with me and see if we could do some health talks and stuff together. And that's when the health talks started back then. So we started doing that, and we were gaining momentum, but I was still riding on the fact that I was ahead of her in the business, so I didn't have to like totally push myself. And she passed me in my position and was moving quicker. And so I'm a pretty driven person, and I'm very competitive. So when I saw my friend going beyond where I was, I thought, I'm not being left in the dust. So I went and really pushed myself and continued on, and I made national marketing director. So those are the key things that I think, sometimes you're going to go through ups and downs in your business. Always stick to it to some degree. You're going to get busy in life, and sometimes you have to just kind of put it aside while you're doing things, but, still work it a bit. But always touch your business every day. Stay in contact with your customers. Do your customer care. Those are key things. Stay up with what the company's doing. They are always changing. I mean, from cassettes back when I started to just Facebooking and text messaging and all the things that are happening that everybody does now. You have to change with the times. You can't just stay stagnant if you want to keep growing. So that's kind of my story. I don't know, Nicole, if you had any questions that you wanted to ask me in general or not about anything beyond that.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a mix of people on our team. We have young, we have middle age, and we also have people, I'm going to say, that are getting into their 60s, and, they're starting to, they struggle a little bit in the business in regards to doing it a little bit differently. Do you have any words of wisdom for the people that are, in a generation where they're not used to the level of social media that the younger generation does? And how do you kind of overcome it and maybe work with team members that are, hesitant about social media or don't know how to use it, or the texting challenge feels so weird for them?
Mm-hmm. It's a little bit of a fear area for a lot of people. It was for me, because I don't mind going into new things that I haven't done before. What I do get fearful of is that it's going to go so fast that I can't stay up with it to figure it out. I mean, I barely got to know what Facebook was all about, and all of a sudden it went way beyond just Facebook. So I think, oh my gosh, I got to learn. So I took a little class on how to even text message. I mean, there's silly things that everybody knows, like a 2-year-old can send a text message, but when you're not used to it, it's a kind of a scary thing. And So you've got to be on the calls that Mitra does. Well, your whole team, I'm sure, does the Mitra calls and stuff that we do. I listen to the image calls. I have to keep up with it, because you can become, all of a sudden you enter in and you find like, wow, this is past what I even got, 2 months ago. So the neat thing was, though, Nicole, you had sent out a challenge to send out 20 text messages. Remember you did that on Facebook recently, like a week and a half ago or something?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I saw that, and it was before 12. For some reason, I didn't see it right away, and it was 20 minutes to 12. So I thought, I'm going to see if I can do it. So I'm going and texting, and so I'm writing it. I wrote a pretty good text message that I felt impactful. And then every time I'd send it out, of course, I changed the name. And I don't know if that's how you do it, but same exact message, maybe a teeny little bit of personalization in there, like, oh, I loved your Valentine picture on Facebook. I just slide that in there, and then the rest is the same, that everybody gets. But I got from there, and what weird thing is, I thought, well, who am I going to text? Because I've talked to so many of these people about Juice Plus already, and a lot of people have said no, yes, all different answers and stuff. And I thought, you know what? I've got a folder this thick full of people that were from my beginning to where I am now. And actually, it's thicker than that, because I've taken off some of the people that are way gone. But anyways, I kept a lot of the people that had canceled. So I did these text messages to canceled customers. I got, in the last 7 days, I've gotten 15 orders. That's just from those text messages, and just from 7 sent out. I didn't even get 20, because I ran out of time. I couldn't get it done fast enough. So I thought, now that's momentum happening. And just by using your little, idea of sending the text message out, reaching out to people, and basically the text message read that I know you've been on Juice Plus before, and I've been thinking about you because I've been on it for over 19 years, and I just really care about you. And it was a really good way to say it. But would you be open to looking at it again? Didn't know where you were at in your health journey or whatever. But the response was, yeah, I've been thinking of it, or yes, I want to. And I think, well, and then you get a couple, and then you can't stop. You keep getting them. So when you get engaged with doing something that seems to give you good results, just keep going. Don't say, okay, good, I got my 15, I'm good for a while. No, tomorrow I'm going to open up that book again and go through more of those and send more of them out. The only thing I do say is, you have to keep a record of who you're talking to, because when you're getting that many, you could almost lose track of, even though our office helps us and all that, but you got to remember who you got to call to find out they got their product, to go over how to do it. Are they doing Shred 10 and all the things? So I've been writing those on the side of my calendar as I sign them up, and yellowing them so I can see when they started and who I need to connect with, so that I don't lose track of those new customers I just put back on. And these are like from, 18 years ago, people that had started and stopped, and I got them back. So anyways, yeah, technology, tough at times, but stay up with it and learn it as much as you can. You may not be the expert, but if you can send a text message and you can keep up with whatever the company's leading us, or, it's all the ideas that the leaders are telling us that are working, then follow the lead of the people that are successful. And that's what I say.
I love it. Is there any way that you could copy and paste your words and text it to me so I can send it out to the team?
Yeah, I will. Yeah. And this, I've got a couple, but the one you'll see, there's a little personalization on 1 or 2 of them, but you can take that personalized part out. It was a good thing, because it didn't look like I just sent it as here's this copy from somebody else. Oh, and that's the other thing. When you do that, really reread it, because I almost sent it out. It says, hi, Nancy, and it was going out to Mary. And I thought, no, get the name out of there, so you just 2 times proofread it, just to make sure that it actually goes out and sounds like a personal message to somebody. So
I love it. And I love the fact that you're reaching out to old customers. So, I've been doing this for 12 years now. How did you, I would say that most people gave you a home phone number, but most people don't have phone numbers anymore. So I guess I would be like, okay, if I've got hundreds of canceled customers over 12 years, texting them probably wouldn't work, because it's probably not their number anymore.
I did. I found him on Messenger on Facebook, because a lot of those old people have Facebook, and I've seen them on there. And even though I knew they used to be my customer, so I went to Messenger, and that's how I got some of those text messages, was through Messenger.
Oh, I like that. So hunting them down through Facebook Messenger.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
And that's how I mentioned, like, this one gal, I don't normally text message her, but she was on Facebook and said, oh, we had a wonderful Valentine's night, my husband and I said, and that's why I personalized it. I said, I loved your Valentine picture of you and your husband, and I was thinking of you, and then I went on to the thing, so it worked. It was great. And I'm so excited. I can't wait to, and then the more you do it, the better you feel about, like, if you ever feel like you have too many no's in a row, sometimes you say, I've got to just, give it a breather. But once you get that yes, you just keep going, because the yes, it multiplies more than just one. This is contagious after a while. And then you're very, you're confident. They read you differently. You're coming across very much like, you're going to get the sale. This is going to happen, so.
That's awesome. Does anybody have any questions for Lori? Doing this business as a national marketing director, getting to the top, moving, being a grandma.
What's your DMO like, Lori? Maybe you could tell us on a typical day.
Well, when I'm not doing what I should be doing, there's no DMO. But when I'm on track, and it changes. My DMO is always with my business is going to be after I exercise, because that always happens first thing in the morning, or it's not going to happen. And so after I exercise is when I usually will get my book out. The problem is we're building a house right now, and we live in a very small house with my mom. So my privacy area is a little bit tight. So sometimes I will take myself to Starbucks or something like that, so I can just have my own space. Or I'll just try to close the door, and hopefully, my mom won't come knocking on the door asking if I want something to drink or something. I want to stay focused on what I'm doing. So that's when I'll get my book out, and then I'll be texting and this is what I've been doing lately, because I've been taking on Nicole's, what she had challenged us. So that seemed to work so well. So, and then the follow-up calls happen right after that, So I try to do it first if I can, but if I don't, I make sure it works into my day throughout there. And then I also check my customers to see the ones that are shipping, because I always call my customers when they, I'll text. I don't normally text. I usually leave a voice message.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Who's your target market now? With who do you go after? Young moms? Do you really go after people our age? Because I find, at my age, people are thinking retirement. They're into their stuff. So I typically go after the younger people because they get it. Mm-hmm. What about your experience?
Every person, you're talking about the business or the product, or both?
Business.
I think anybody is a target. I never have one that I target over another. When I'm out and about, let's say, and I remember after 19 years, about every friend and every person I've talked to everybody. They know what I'm doing, unless I'm revisiting them,
Yeah.
So when I'm out and about, and if I connect with a person, their personality, I like the way they talk, they're feeling confident, that's when it's like, hello. The light bulb goes on. So I don't care how old they are, how young they are. I'll bring up my mom. My mom's 85 years old. She's a distributor still. She's got enough customer base to pay for her juice plots and a lot more than that. So, I particularly don't always know. I look for anybody that engages with me in a conversation that I feel like there's a connection. And that connection, as an example, one gal was my age, but we were at Home Goods shopping, and all of a sudden we're talking about these cute glasses, and we're talking for like 15 minutes, and she was answering, and we're laughing, and I thought, so I walked away on purpose. I did this on purpose because I didn't know. I was trying to figure out how it seemed more natural for me to engage back into this. So I walked away, and I came back. I said, and I didn't have to walk away, but this is the only way I could kind of approach it. I said, you have an amazing personality. I just liked you from the minute you started talking. And I don't know if this is for you, but I would love to show you something that I'm doing. Plus, I know you were telling me that your husband, and then I also talked product because she was telling her husband had some heart problems. I said, your husband has some heart problems, and I think this could be really helpful. Would you be okay if I followed up with you and maybe, share with you what it is? She goes, sure. Well, she got all 5 of her children and her husband and her on Juice Plus. Now, that's one of my customers years ago that I got. And then just financial things, they stopped. That's the one that I just got back on, Juice Plus, that I reached out to from Facebook. So she and her husband are back on Juice Plus again. So
okay, just one more question. If you look over your reps that you've had in the last, I don't know how many reps you've gotten in the last year, for example, what would be their age, the ones that are the most active?
I'd say there's probably more young.
Okay, that's my experience too.
They are a little more open to it, though. I mean, I do have reps my age that are, they're at a place where they want something fun and exciting in their life to do.
Yeah.
But the young reps get it. When they get it, they're a dynamo. And I have one that, I have to make sure that I'm not caught in her dust because she's, she teaches me things all the time. This is the funny thing, how it comes around full circle, though, because she's teaching me, all the things that she's doing on Facebook and social media. She just learned it so quickly. And she wasn't even on Facebook when she started. She's a young person, but she really didn't do Facebook, but she caught it really quickly. But then I'll find her, just because of what I've done, as an old time distributor, she's using verbiage that I told her as new verbiage to her team that, isn't taught anymore, but they get it. And I'm thinking, it all does come around, doesn't it? So.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Lori, I have a question. My name is Monica. I'm from Toronto. And what would you do with somebody on your team who is stuck? Like, what would be some wisdom words or action you could take to help them get unstuck?
I would say definitely get them connected to what's going on, like with Shred 10. I actually have a few distributors that just can't seem to do anything. And when you need to do something, you need to shake it up a little bit, So Shred 10, Transform 30, all that is such a new way of doing our product, sharing our product and our business. And they kind of now go so well together instead of just separating them out. So what I have talked to, like one in particular, a gal that I just talked to that is stuck, I said, by leading with Shred 10, you're maybe approaching people you've already talked to about Juice Plus before, or maybe new people, but let's say people that you've talked to that they just can't seem to get anywhere with these customers. And by just approaching it, hey, there's an amazing new program that Juice Plus has. It's called Shred 10. Definitely want to share this with you. I think it would be like so amazing. I'm going to be doing it. In fact, I'm starting a Shred 10 the beginning of the month. If you'd like to join me, that would be so amazing. And what do you think about that? And they go, oh, Shred 10. Well, what is that? It's like the new program gets a new light under. And that's why you always got to change things up. You can't just stay stagnant because it's going to get dull after a while. So I would encourage people to learn what it is. Maybe you encourage them through, Shred 10 or something like that, or whatever Nicole's leading you in. But I'm telling you, Shred 10 is a really, people get that they want something that is a program type thing that they can join forces with other people and have success with in a short amount of time. And, and gets a lot of product ordered as far as a distributor is concerned, so you're going to have a lot of people buying all the products a lot of times. So that's how I would say it. I'd say switch it up a little bit, adopt what's working now. And that's Shred 10,
Well, thank you. They're actually plugged in on everything, and they seem to be stuck. So I'm kind of in a place that I really don't know what to do to help them move through the stuckness.
Well, have you guys started saying, well, do you want to co-lead a Shred 10 group on Facebook with me? Why don't we do that? Invite your team members, invite your customer base and stuff. See if we can get some people, because that when I did my group and I co-led it with another gal because I knew we were going to probably have a smaller group at first, and it really generated, like, within our customer base some excitement that
Mhm.
they now are very solid customers, where before they were kind of taking Juice Plus. They saw, drinking complete every day and everything. They love it. So now they're like diehard committed customers. So leading a group with you, I mean, if you're their upline, maybe you can do something with them, or, have a three-way call with them to motivate some of their customers. But I think leading a group has been very beneficial to us.
Thank you.
Cool. Lori, thank you for your time. It's 8 or 9:24, so we're going to just wrap up. We usually stay on for a few more minutes just to wrap up the week. We got a big event tomorrow to talk about. So just want to say thank you so much, Lori, for sharing from your heart, your story. You're such an inspiration. Like I said, I can't believe that you were 57 years old. When you told me that in Florida that you were a grandmom, I just about I think deflated the bed. So you're just, keep up the great work, and we'll see you in California.
Okay. See you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thanks, Nicole.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Team, stay on, because I want to talk to you about tomorrow night. I just want to make sure that everybody is good to go, and if you've got any questions. So let me just see, is Jen Pike still on here? Yeah, you're still on. Okay, so couple things I want to talk about tomorrow night. So it's a pretty big deal. This has been an event that's been sold out for about 3 weeks. So obviously there are a few women out there in the world that have some fucked up hormones and they want help. And Jen Pike is coming to the rescue, which is awesome. So, so when you're talking to your people about, and when you're following up with all of your guests, like, have a sense of urgency and a commitment to their ticket to let them know that this is a sold out event and that their ticket is very valuable, and that there is a waiting list. So that's a really good sense of urgency. Like when I put out the call to action about, oh my God, it's sold out and I have a few tickets, I couldn't believe the number of people that were like, oh my God, is there a ticket left? Can I come? And there was just this like scarcity mentality. And I've actually put a lot of people on the live Facebook group, because I just didn't feel that we could push the limit. So right now it's showing 140 tickets have been sold, but I know that there are people saying just show up and hopefully there'll be room. Melissa had an amazing idea. Melissa, you're on the phone. Can you share what you your idea about utilizing the boardroom downstairs?
Oh, that idea, yeah. So as you know, we're live streaming the event. We have a separate Facebook event, so make sure, because there's 2 Facebook events. There's just the one advertising Jen, and then there's the second one, and it says Jen Pike Live. I accidentally added some people to the other event thinking it was the live one, so make sure if you guys are doing that, you are adding them to the right one so they can tune in anytime. And because we're live streaming it, we are going to literally stream it into the downstairs boardroom at the Valley, because I think we're beyond busting at the seams. I think Sean is going to have our head, but that's another story. So we're going to live stream it down into the basement boardroom. So if it is as booked as we hope it will be, then we're going to get all the distributors to come downstairs and let the guests stay upstairs to watch Jen.
Perfect.
And the other idea, sorry,
keep on going.
Idea that I put on our Facebook, our Team B page today. For those of you that aren't nearby or can't get there or have customers that aren't, have a party at your house and live stream Jen in, invite a bunch of girls over, make smoothies, wine, whatever it takes, get them together and just have a movie night, whether it's tomorrow when it's happening live or sometime for the next week while it's still available. So I think this is going to be a great opportunity to do that.
Awesome. Yeah. And we, Jen, I think we're going to book you for March 18th. Is it the 18th or the 15th?
I think it was the 15th. When it's to do it at 8 until 9 before our team call that night.
Right. So what we were thinking is, what a great opportunity, because this is typically what happens. You have a room full of people. They've heard the information. It's mind blowing. They're like, I wish 10 of my best friends were here and this sucks. And I'm going to do my best to try to share it with them. And they're like, when's the next event? So I know calendars are really full and we've got like Dr. David Phillips tour and everything. So the idea we had was to have Jen do a Zoom call with the same presentation so that, let's say if you do have a guest and maybe your guest signs up on the product, maybe she's a distributor, what better way for them to get excited to invite a bunch of people onto this live Zoom call with the same presentation. So we're really, really excited about it. Now, Jen, do you think an hour will be enough?
I think I can go through it faster on the Zoom than I can in person because there's not the same level of interaction and engagement. So I'll just make it happen.
Okay, perfect.
I mean,
okay,
I
so
can
that's
start
great.
it if you're concerned, because I know we have to start our team call right at 9:00. Like we could even say 7:45 just to make sure everybody's in the room, and then by the time we get started, it's up to you.
What do you guys think? Do you have anybody booked for the team call, Melissa, for the 15th at this point? Can you check your calendar?
Of course I do.
Okay, that's fine. So maybe what we do is we do 7:45.
Okay.
Actually, I'm lying. We don't, because March 15th is March break.
Is it?
Yeah.
So do you not do a call on March break?
We just decided not to because so many people are away.
Oh, okay. See, I'm not away, so I was like, I'm free.
Yeah, I'm not away either, but we just made that decision way back when.
So I can
Do we
do.
still want to do it? Do we still want to?
I can do the 22nd, the following Wednesday.
What do you guys think?
Sure.
Want to do the 22nd then? Okay.
Okay.
We'll do 7:45. So Nikki, can you set that up? We'll do a Zoom call for Jen. Okay. And then just pass that information along to Melissa. She's doing the hosting tomorrow night. So we've got a bunch of team members that are setting up for the room. So we just want to get really, really good at rocking events and having like the reputation of us having the best events around. So I learned from the West how they take events to the next level when I was out on tour. So we got to make sure that we have at least 2 or 3 people at the door welcoming them, guiding them, because there's going to be a lot of people in a short period of time, and we want it decorated. So I believe that Leslie is in charge of the table and decorating it and grabbing a couple other people in our team to welcome. There will be a sign-up sheet. We are giving away some prizes that Jen is donating of some of her materials. So everybody's going to get a draw ticket. Melissa Sagan is going to be hosting. We're so excited about that. Andrea White is responsible for the smoothies, and Nikki, I believe, is going to help as well. And we're going to sample smoothies as kind of people come in and before they get settled. We have just learned that, smoothies and sampling them before an event is probably better because most people end up taking off and never have a chance to sample it. So we're going to make it kind of our standard practice is that the smoothies will be available from kind of 7 to 7:30 for people to actually try them. I believe Leah is working on the table. I'm going to be bringing a tower garden so people can actually see what a tower garden looks like. I don't have any plants. If anybody has a live plant that people could bring, that would be great. I have not grown mine in the winter. Is there anybody on here or know of anybody that actually has a live plant that they could bring? I guess it's just the Ottawa team that's growing.
No, I think Paula Mann from Jen Owen's team is coming tomorrow night, and Paula grows inside, and hers is really flourishing. She just posted a picture on Instagram yesterday, actually.
Oh, Rose said me. Rose, if you're coming, could you bring a plant tomorrow? Just put it in water, and that would be amazing. Thank you.
Can I ask a question?
Yep.
Jen, can you take one of your books and my daughter will buy it from you and bring it to me in March?
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
She keeps on asking. I'm like, I don't even have a friggin' book, Mom. I never see the girl.
We are, I just got off the phone with my publisher today because I actually just rewrote my entire chapter on supplements and included more updated research and information on Juice Plus and some other things in there. And I only have 70 of my cookbooks left in print right now, and the next print edition is not going to be in until March 3rd. So what is there tomorrow night is all that I have. So I know a lot of people who are coming already have some of the books material, but I'm literally bringing, and I'm driving to a couple locations that sell the books, and I'm rebuying my books back so that I have enough stock. And then I will have to replenish
Awesome.
theirs. So yeah. So I will definitely put one aside for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And the other thing I was going to offer up to all the distributors as well is that with this, the new chapter going in about simplifying supplements, and there being a big chunk about phytonutrients and Juice Plus, is that I will give all of our reps on our team of the free electronic PDF copy of the book if they want to share it with their teams. And anybody who owns a copy of the book, we're also going to provide, and we're just going to put this out there for everybody, they'll get that updated chapter for free.
Awesome. That's amazing, Jen. Is there any last minute or thoughts about tomorrow night, Jen, that you want to share with everyone?
Nope. Just hope I do a really good job.
Oh, you'll do great. I saw your presentation, and I know that you're kind of a non-presentation gal, so you speak from the heart, but it will keep you on track and help your story flow, and we're really excited.
Thank you. Yes, actually, my only request, Nicole, is just to make sure that the batteries are working in the remote and that we have the correct clicker and cord attachment for the Mac.
Yes. Melissa, have you been on that with Sean? Because we are hoping that Sean is owning that part of it.
I messaged her, and just now she got back to me, so I haven't listened yet.
Okay. Yeah. So Melissa's kind of on top of it with Sean. Did somebody call my name?
Yes. Take a look at my garden.
Oh,
Who's
wow.
that, Rose?
Yes, it is.
Where do I look at it? Hold on.
It says Rose Marco.
Holy cow, that's amazing.
It's crazy. It's growing like crazy.
That is beautiful.
Like 20 days.
Wow.
20 days?
Pretty much. It's like from February 3rd, we planted our seedlings on February 3rd or just late January. And this is what it looks like.
Oh my goodness. I got to get on that. Nikki, I need your help. Grow my tower garden for me. Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Rose.
No
Okay,
problem.
I think that's it. We're really excited. I'm going to try to get there. I would like everybody that's involved in setting it up, I would like to be set up by about 6:45. So if you're a leader on here and responsible for kind of your piece, please communicate that out to people that by 6:45 we should be ready to go with the table and the banners and the tower garden. All of the presentation stuff, the computer, we've double checked it. It's running. Downstairs is set up. The smoothies are made. They're poured. Because my experience is when we are panicking and trying to slam everything in by 7 o'clock when doors open, we've sometimes got people showing up literally at 6:30, and then we're scrambling and it doesn't look professional. So I want tomorrow hopefully to be that gold standard for events moving forward, so that what we do when we open up a new area, that they're duplicating our level of expectation for the events. As we continue to grow, I want our reputation to be, wow, did they ever nail it? And I think we can continue to always raise the bar, and I think we're this close to nailing our events where I think everything comes together. And it really does take a team. And, you know, before Melissa and I used to do most of the stuff, and then we got Nikki to do it. And it just feels so much better when all of our leaders are helping and trying to pull the event together. It feels like more of a team effort. So I just want to thank everybody in advance for helping. And yeah, just thank you. And yes, Michelle, maybe you could reach out to Leslie Vivian to see if she needs help on the front desk. I don't know who she's working with. Work out with her. So on that note, everyone, thank you so much for the call. I'm so excited about tomorrow night for a full room. Put that energy out there, and we're going to keep the energy high. And going to be a lot of, geez, wonder what the energy will be like if everyone's hormones are not balanced, Jen. Should we be scared? Do we need alcohol?
Oh God, no, I think that'd make it worse.
Hey, Nicole, just one other thing. We're still not blasting that Jen is going live. It's one-on-ones, private groups only. Right?
Okay.
Just confirming. Michelle asked.
Michelle asked. Okay. Okay, sounds good. Okay, everyone, good night. We'll see everyone tomorrow night.
Night.
Ciao.
Bye.